Honorable members, let me call MEC for Arts and Culture, Honorable Mukoni Maile, to come and present his budget speech. Honorable Mukoni, there is a chair there. You must sit down and present your budget speech, sitting down.
No, you must stand up.
Honorable Mukoni, can you sit down?
I'm no longer sick, Honorable Speaker. I think I'm fine standing. Honorable Speaker, Mayor Desbombo Ono, the Honorable Premier, Ntate Lazarus Kagiso Mkosi, Honorable Chief Whip, Mayor Matalipule Khosho, colleagues in the Executive Council, honorable members of the legislature, representatives of the House of Traditional Leaders and Khoisan leaders, executive mayors and councillors present here today, head of department, Ntate Tumelo Mokhorosi, chairperson and board members of Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation, as well as the acting chief executive officer, all sector stakeholders, distinguished guests, the media present here, ladies and gentlemen, Bahi Babu Konibu Pirima, Kere Dumela. Honorable Speaker, the presentation of this budget speech comes at the tail end of the Mandela Month. During this month, many people from across the world and in our beloved country have been hard at work touching the lives of the poor, the marginalized, and economically disenfranchised. Honorable members, in the next 2 days, we will be ushering in another important month in the calendar of the country's post-democratic dispensation. Our fight for liberation was, among others, inspired by women of great fortitude, great stature, and great wisdom. Our province prides itself with brave and courageous women like Dr. Rufus Khomozi Mompati, Mekwatani, Rita Alice Nzanga, Gertrude Mpekwa, and many others who led charge of the 9th August Women's March in protest of apartheid past laws. Proverbs 31, verse 20 says this about a strong woman. She does not wait to be served, but rises early, even before sunrise, to delegate tasks and engagement in business. She possesses a range of manual, commercial, administrative, and interpersonal skills. This woman opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. Close quote. It is the resilience and courage which served as a source of inspiration to our youth and activists like Onkgopotswa Tiro. Tiro, who was born in Dinokana, changed the course of youth activism in our country. As a history teacher at Isaac Morrison High School, Tiro inspired youth activists like Tsietsi Mashinini to fight against the Bantu Education Act, as well as the use of Afrikaans as a medium term of instruction in school. This culminated into student protests, which we celebrate and commemorate annually as Youth Day. Oliver Tambo, the longest serving president of the African National Congress, has long maintained that, as I quote, The children of any nation are its future. A country, a movement, a person that does not value its youth and children does not deserve its future. Close quote. Therefore, this budget speech supports the Honorable Premier Mokhosi's suggestion of making youth development an apex priority of the 7th administration. On job creation and building capable and developmental state, Honorable Chair of Chairs, to capacitate the Department of Arts, Culture, Sports and Recreation with competent and capable workforce. The department has, in the 2023-24-25 financial year, filled a total of 61 vacant funded posts. We further created 822 job opportunities, inclusive of EPWP and temporary employment created in events, production, etc. We need to constantly remind the youth to draw the strength from 1 Corinthians 16, verse 9, which states thus, as I quote, "A wide door of opportunity is open for me, and there are many adversaries anytime you have to go to the ground. There will be opposition, people trying to discourage you, things you don't understand. The people that reach their destiny aren't moved by what's not working out." Close quote. In the 24-25 financial year, key management vacancies earmarked to be filled includes the one of Chief Director, Sports and Recreation, and Director, Recreation Management. The department will create 1,000 work opportunities and will also place 30 work integrated internships on different programs to give them experience. We will, through Mabana, implement the Creative Arts Program that will create a further 555 work opportunities. The department will also finalize the organizational structure to align to strategy and implement the national policy decision to appoint librarians and assistant librarians on a funded through a library conditional grant on a permanent basis. We will focus our efforts to create stability in management at Mabana, Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation. To this effect, the filling of the following position will be expedited: the Chief Executive Officer, the CFO, Regional Director Taung, Director Taung, Director Mabana Taung, Regional Director Luhurutsi, Regional Director Bujanala, and Director Performing Arts. On building safer communities, Madam Speaker, the department has, in the 23-24 financial year, implemented 28 interventions in response to the National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence. 2 million was spent. We worked with various stakeholders in the implementation of this strategy. The plan will continue to roll out programs to create awareness and educational programs using the creative sector to fight this pandemic. In 24-25, we will implement 30 interventions in fighting GBV. We'll, through Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation, implement programs such as karate self-defense for women, working with various stakeholders as part of the efforts to fight gender-based violence. Now, before I get like one. The book of Proverbs 31, verse 8 to 9, teaches us that we need to speak out for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all the destitute, speak out, judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and the needy. As I learned, Psalm 82, verse 3, give justice to the weak and the orphan, maintain the right of the lowly and the destitute. On education and skills development, 25 young people were placed on work-integrated internship opportunities in various fields. This was done in partnership with different sectoral education and training authorities. And these learners were provided with stipends. Currently, the department and the NTT are providing 14 students with bursaries to equip them with necessary skills. We will, in 24-25, allocate a further 11 bursaries for officials to upskill them in order to improve performance. On fighting corruption and promoting integrity, Madam Speaker, the department has adopted a zero tolerance to fraud, misconduct, and non-compliance with laws and regulations. To this end, the department is in the process of investigating suspected fraud cases. 3 criminal cases have been opened with the South African police. 1 service provider has been apprehended and has appeared in court. Internal investigations are ongoing. On strengthening governance and accountability, in our quest to strengthen governance and accountability, the department has, during the 22-23 financial year, attained an unqualified audit outcome with only 1 paragraph on the performance information. Honorable Speaker, we are inspired and still in pursuit of the clean audit target for the 23-24 financial year with reference to the audit outcome that has just been concluded. We believe that the target will be attained. Motlotlege Mmusa-Kgotla, the department acknowledges the need to rigorously increase revenue generation. In the coming medium-term expenditure framework, we will implement strategies to improve our revenue collection on creativity and cultural industries. Honorable Speaker, we have a mandate to promote and support diverse creativity industries, festival, books, visual, mandate to promote arts, cultural projects, invest in museums, promotion of languages, and to protect our heritage. We have successfully hosted the annual Mahika Mahikeng Cultural Festival in the 22-23 financial year and in the 23-24 financial years, which saw thousands of patrons descending to Mahikeng, impacting positively on the hospitality, transportation, and the general local economy. We will, from the 5th to the 8th of May 2024, host our annual Mahika Mahikeng Cultural Festival as a strategic government flagship project. Motlotlege Mmusa-Kgotla, the Taung Cultural Calabash is the pride of the Taung and the Northwest people, generally. This program will be resuscitated to ensure that it becomes what it used to be. The department will ensure that there is an improvement in organizing the event. On Heritage Library Route, Honorable Speaker, the department has installed and unveiled Mary Rebecca Kotano's tombstone in Hamatla, Kokopela. We partnered with Dr. Ruth Sekgomotsi Mompati Foundation and supported the annual pilgrimage of Dr. Ruth Mompati on the 14th of September 2023. The library in Radie Tsani Secondary School in Tlapeng, Kokagisa, Molopo local municipality, was completed and named after Dr. Ruth Sekgomotsi Mompati. We also hosted the memorial lecture and pilgrimage of Nkgopotse Tiro on the 8th of December 2023. We have constructed and Interpretation Center, an ablution block at the JB Marks capture site. An amount of 1 million was spent. The site will continue to be developed into a proper heritage site over the MTF. The department will, in the 24-25 financial year, continue to support these heritage sites and will furthermore initiate processes to create documentaries on JB Marks, Ntate Moses Kotane, Merroof Sekgomosi Mompati, then Ntate Sol Plaatje. And the work will be completed over the MTF period. This is significant as we are preserving the work that they have done in fighting for freedom and democracy. On support to artists, Honorable Speaker, during the 23-24 financial year, the department issued a call for proposal for partnership to ascertain requirements in the sector. A total of 190 applications from across the province was received, requiring a total budget of 194 million. Due to inadequate budget, we were only able to support 13 applications with a total of 1.5 million. This is a clear indication, honorable members, that the sector needs further support. 21 artist structures, groups, and veterans were financially supported through National Treasury Resolution 21.1 issued in terms of the PFMA with an amount of 2 million. The department created a platform for 7 crafters in the province to participate and showcase their work during the Decorex exhibition hosted in Cape Town and Johannesburg. Honorable Speaker, we will in the 24-25 financial year host a Northwest Film Festival at which we will showcase work done by creatives in this sector. Creativity and creativity skills are God-given gifts. In Exodus 35, verse 35, we are told that, as a quote, "The Lord has given his people special skills as engravers, designers, embroiderers in blue, purple, and scarlet thread on fine linen cloth and weavers." Madam Speaker, already in this current financial year, 24-25, 9 crafters were again supported by the department and attended the Decorex exhibition in Cape Town, and this will be further be held in Sandton, Johannesburg, from the 1st to the 4th of August 2024. Through the Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation, we have, in the 23-24 financial year, supported 15 groups for physical theater productions comprising of 96 young artists, including a theater production produced by a disabled practitioner. Supported 5 online productions comprising of 84 young artists to perform at the Makhanda National Arts Festival. Financially supported 28 projects through the Northwest Arts and Culture Artist Funding. In 24-25, the entity has already supported the following groups to perform at the Makhanda National Arts Festival. 10 groups for physical theater production comprising of 129 artists. 6 groups of 66 artists for online productions. Artists were given the opportunity to showcase their performance at a prestigious art event. Notably, one of the Northwest productions, roped from Dr. Roof Sekgomosi Mompati, was honored with the Festival's Ovation Award. Special thanks goes to the female director, Tebogo Lechaba, who spearheaded this production to this remarkable achievement. In the 24-25 financial year, we will, through the Mabana Foundation, implement the Creative Arts Program, Performing and Visual Arts, which will reach an estimated 7,000 beneficiaries through various activities. We will further implement the finale of the Mabana talent search and ensure that the identified artists are developed and supported. On Cultural Village, Honorable Speaker, the department has completed the building of 4 projects of cultural villages in Moshana, Dinokana, Morokweng, and Kganalachte. Working with the Kgosi tsa rona, will hand over these cultural villages to them for implementation of programs. In 24-25, we'll focus on the following cultural villages: Udungkwana, Tseoge, Matloding, Tsidila Molongo, and Sion. These will be completed and handed over for use by the traditional communities. Now, on celebrating our diversity, we have a mandate to celebrate all national commemorative days as part of our contribution towards social cohesion and nation building. In 23-24 financial year, the province led by this department celebrated all the national commemorative days. We will also, in the 24-25 financial year, celebrate these days as we have successfully celebrated the Provincial Freedom Day, Ole Horotsi, and the Provincial Youth Day, Derby. On the 30th of April 2024, we will celebrate Provincial Women's Day in Atamelang, Otswaing local municipality. We will further host the Provincial Heritage Day on the 27th September 2024 in Mante, Greater Town local municipality. Honorable Speaker, on the museums, the department, in collaboration with the National Department of Tourism, is implementing a project to refurbish Mahikeng Museum. This work started in October 2023 at the cost of 6.9 million. The first phase of the project, which was refurbishment, is complete. The next phase will be implemented in the current financial year. We have set aside 1.1 million to support the following museums: the Ikagem Museum, H.C. Bosman Museum, Flagship Cultural History Museum, Krepan Museum, and the Northwest Committee on Museums. The following departmental agency structures and non-profit organizations were supported with funding in the 2023-24 financial year and achieved the following: Ukonibu Pirima Publishing House, supported at the tune of 1.4 million. They assisted Prof. Sekepe Machila to publish his book called Poetry and Patronage. The book received an international platform, and Prof. Machila was reviewing this book from the 28th to the 31st of March. In 2024, at the University of Austin in the United States of America, received 8 manuscripts from aspiring writers. Out of these, 32 books were published, 55 were sent for editing and proofreading, 21 manuscripts were sent back to authors for further development. Successfully facilitated writers' workshops for the 33 military veterans writers held in Vryburg, Klerksdorp, Grootmariko, and Swartregens. The Provincial Language Committee, funded to the tune of 1.4 million, they facilitated the engagements with the Northwest School of the Deaf in Leeudoringstad. The Department of Education, as well as our department, will provide support in the employment of professional sign language interpreters for the school. The school recorded an increase in pass rate as a result of this intervention. The Northwest Provincial Heritage Resource Authority, we gave them 1.6 million, adjudicated and issued 9 permits for total partial demolition, alteration, subdivision, and restoration for buildings more than 60 years old. On libraries' access to information and archives, Honorable Speaker, annually the department builds libraries and establishes modular structures, provide library books, furniture, educational toys, aids, and games. And we depend solely on the conditional grant from the National Department. In 23-24, the following libraries were completed: Saudi, Lapeng, Rekgaratlile, Megdal, 8 Cake, and Riederil. All libraries have been fully equipped with furniture, books, computers, and photocopiers for official use and as well as for public use or for public access. At the end of 23-24 financial year, a total of 113 libraries out of the planned 123 libraries were connected to the internet Wi-Fi. This project was implemented through the support of the Office of the Premier and the State Information Technology Agency. The department acknowledges challenges in relation to time completion of capital projects and will implement measures to remedy the performance. These include building internal infrastructure capacity, reviewing the organizational structure, and consideration for establishing a performance management unit. We will be monitoring library projects in Madibia, Makhabane, Dinokana, and Wolmarastad to ensure that their completion is as envisaged, that the 3 will be opened in the 24-25 financial year. The library projects in Matlosana Budibe, Buitumelong, Kokabadale, Mabiskral, and Khanyesa are still in the planning phase and will have moved to the construction stage in the 24-25 financial year. The department, in partnership with the South African Library for the Blind, is intensifying library and information service for blind and visually impaired people. There are computers in community libraries designated for visually disabled people that are being installed with accessibility software, i.e. taking, typing, teaching, and non-visual desktop access, screen reader. 18 blind and visually impaired people selected around Dr. Kenneth Kaunda District were offered basic Braille training facilitated by the South African Library for the Blind. The training for Bojanala District will be rolled out in the current financial year. On sports and recreation, Madam Speaker, the Northwest Province has proven to be a dominant force in the sporting arena. For the past 3 years, our athletes have been dominating the Comrade Marathon, which is called the ultimate human race. Corinthians 1, verse 24, verse 27. Paul talks to us like we are runners in a big race. He says that just as athletes train hard to win a prize, we should live our life chasing after something that lasts forever. Close quote. I therefore wish to take this opportunity to pay homage to Tete Dichana, Edward Motibi, Gordon Lesetedi, Dan Machwaile, Gift Kelehe, and Joseph Manyedi, who have kept the Northwest Province flag high during the Comrades Marathon. We also have the 2 past 2 Ocean proven our might in the 2 Oceans Marathon. And I want to recognize Dan Machwaile for finishing second in 2023. And greatest efforts of Onalena Konkobe and Tabang Musiako, who won the 2024 2 Oceans Marathon. The department provided logistical support, which included accommodation, catering, transport, and attires. The department has, in recognition of the dominant force in the road running program, supported and continues to support the N12 Marathon, which is a run between Flagstop and Potchefstroom. There are plans to initiate marathons in Dr. Rufsi Khomotsi Mompati and Ngaka districts, of which will require funding. Efforts will be made to engage all the relevant stakeholders to ensure fruition of this concept. Honorable Speaker, the department also supports 16 priority codes. There are very many. I'm not sure if I should read all of them, but it's 16 priority codes. But safe to say, we'll also continue to support non-priority codes. Recently, we had women volleyball team that has won the gold medal in the national championship. We had gymnastics athletes who went to represent the country in the Africa Championships held in Rwanda and came back with the bronze medal supported by this department. We have in the 23-24 financial year recorded the following achievement in sport and recreation. Appointed 65 sport coordinators on contract using the conditional grant. Trained 848 people in sport and recreation. 612 against the target of 612. 1,611 learners participated in district sport tournaments against a target of 11,362. 539 athletes supported by the academies against a target of 500. Provided 280 schools, clubs with equipment and attire against a target of 246. Honorable Speaker, in 23-24, the department supported a team to the Special Olympics in Germany, and it gives me great pleasure to report that all 16 athletes that went to the Special Olympic came back with medals, gold, silver, and bronze. Most of the athletes came from Sibitwane Special School, Kohae Kotau. We have spent around 5 million. We have spent around 5 million to support athletes participating in sport for people with disability. We recently hosted the National Blind Cricket Championships in JB Marks Municipality. The province obtained position 3 in the Deaf Marathon in Port Elizabeth. We continue to support both the South African Sports Association for Physically Disabled and South African Sports Association for Intellectually Impaired. Honorable members, we supported both Orbit College Football Club and Thames Football Club to play at the ABC Motsepe playoffs, and both of them are now playing their trades in the 2nd division. Now, when we met with the Premier, we have discouraged the concept of buying a status. We want to be promoted into the PSL. So these teams must earn it. So we are not tempted to buy. We don't have money anyway. So we're not going to buy. We are going to support these ones so that they must be promoted. Northwest Province playing in the Province Premier League, HL stakeholders to work with the department to achieve the goal. Honorable Speaker, the Northwest Province continues to host mega sporting events, and in partnership with SASCOC, the department hosted the African ANOVA Agenda Conference in advancing the conversation in relation to gender dynamics and bridge the gender gap by generating strategies to connect this violence based on the experience of women in the sports sector. We further hosted the National Sports Awards in collaboration with the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Madam Speaker, improving sport infrastructure will significantly benefit athletes. I have engaged MMCs responsible for sports, recreation, and requested that we all commit to ensure that 15% of the MIG, National Sports Recreation and Recreation Plan, read with Schedule B of the Constitution, provided to municipalities should be used for sports facilities. I will be meeting with my colleague from the Department of Human Settlement and Local Government to seek support, as well as honorable members. An amount of 50.9 million has been allocated to mass participation and sports development conditional grants. We are firm in our belief that for any country to prosper in sport, it must be rooted in a strong foundation and development at grassroots. And as such, sport in schools is the bedrock of sport in South Africa. To this effect, the MEC of Education and I have agreed to sign a memorandum of understanding to facilitate the collaboration by the two departments so that we can develop and deliver suitable school sports program. In 24-25 financial year, 8,000 learners have been identified to participate in school sport tournaments at all 4 districts. We will work with the Department of Education and federations to implement this important program. Madam Speaker, in the 24-25 financial year, the department, through mass participation grants, will continue to develop hubs and schools in that 50,000 community members will be participating in organized sports and active recreation. During the 24-25 financial year, 264 clubs and hubs and schools will be provided with equipment and/or attire. As part of club development, the following activities will be implemented. In the 24-25 financial year, rural interprovincial games funded with 1 million, sports awards and comrade marathon with 800,000, and 12 provincial marathon with 1.5 million, cricket development with 500,000. We'll also be building 2 times combi courts. If you don't know what a combi court is, I'll tell you outside Fanon. With 2 million. Maintenance of recreation centers with 1 million. Maintenance of stadiums with 2.7 million. The department will continue to collaborate with the sports structures such as Sports Confederation to the tune of 1 million. Funding for provincial recreation amount to 1.7 million. And the Sports Academy in Potchefstroom is funded with 7.9 million. I will also explain to you, Fanon, why we're giving them 7.9 million, so that you just understand the academy. Support 530 athletes and 4 district satellite sport academies. We will further support the provincial sport academy with equipment and personnel and support 5 sport-focused schools. The department will train 680 people in sports and recreation programs. Through Mabana, we supported athletes that represented South Africa on international stages. Our athletes competed in Gymnastics World Championship in London and the Karate Championship in Mauritius. We gave these participants an opportunity to compete in these esteemed events, reinforcing our mission to develop and showcase the nation's top athletes. We will invest time and effort to revitalize Mabana infrastructure. The National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has allocated an amount of 13.3 million for renovations at the head office of Mabana for delivery of the programs over the MTF period. Madam Speaker, the Northwest Sports Department is a custodian of our recreation centers, Klein Mariko, Donkervlei, Noyons, Rustenburg Recreation Center. These centers have been faced with myriad challenges. We will implement programs to revitalize these centers to bring them back to their former glory, taking one center at a time so that we can maximize impact. The centers are envisaged to offer opportunities for social and community benefit, including community gatherings, cultural events, sports tournaments, and educational programs. And they can become hubs for the communities, young and old, offering them a positive environment to spend their leisure time, learn new skills, and foster community ties. Honorable Speaker, according to the two prominent economists, Alberto Alcino and Dani Rodrik, I quote, "A crude distinction between economics and politics will be that economics is concerned with expanding the pie, while politics is about distributing it." The point, Madam Speaker, is that the size of the pie is what informs the following budget for the Department of Arts, Culture, Sports, and Recreation, which will be distributed as follows for the 24-25 financial year. The total budget from the onset, Madam Speaker, is 750,401,000 rand. Allocated as follows: Program 1, Administration, 161,457,000 rand. Program 2, Cultural Affairs, 209,409,000 rands. Library and Archive Services, 215,011,000 rands. Sports and Recreation, 164 million rand, 524,000 rands. The total is 750,401,000. In conclusion, I want to appreciate the Honorable Premier for giving me an opportunity to serve in his executive. Also thank the leadership of the African National Congress as led by Chairperson Nono Maloi and Provincial Secretary Louis de Remelo for deploying me in the provincial legislature. I want to thank the former MEC, Honorable Mosenogi, who has laid a solid foundation which I will build on and ensure that we deliver services to the sector. Allow me to thank my family, especially my beautiful wife. For their support and understanding that I will not be always home because I have a responsibility to serve the people of the province. Let me also thank the Portfolio Committee, and we commit ourselves as a department, Honorable Williams, that we will account to the committee, we will come every time the committee calls us. And we envisage to work together with the committee for the rest of the term.
Wrap up, MEC.
Also take this opportunity to thank the management led by the head of department, Ray Tumele Mokhorosi. Now, Premier, I met Ray Mokhorosi when he was still young. We know a lot about each other, good and bad. But one thing for sure is that he's a good administrator. I also thank all departmental officials and officials at our entities, the invaluable contribution to the sector we are serving in. We will do our best to deal with our sector challenges. We will serve with humility as we want to impact the lives of those we serve. As it's aptly scripted in Peter 1, mo verse-eng ya 5 go fitlhela ya 6 ha ke dula hatshe yana. Therefore, humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. An kilong kerekeng kere ne ke tla re le joiner re bina pina ya modimo o tletseng tshwaro re tsile go leboga. Having said these few words, ke a leboga, Madam Chair of Chairs.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. Let me call the chairperson ya Portfolio Committee. Oh, before that, honorable members, I'm invoking Rule 47 to allow non-members of the House to access the chamber. Therefore, allow Khosi Maotwe, Provincial Chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders, to sit in the chamber. Does the House agree? Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Priscilla Williams, the Chairperson of Portfolio Committee.
Musa Khotla yo tlotlegang, Honorable Deputy Speaker, the COC,
You
who's
have 8
presiding
minutes.
today.
8 minutes.
Honorable Premier, thank you very much, Honorable COC. Bakudutamaga ba Bokoni Bophirima, Honorable MPLs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable MEC, ke ne ke ka re amen. O rerile go utlwala ne o ka re bana ba modimo ba ka sokologa. Ya rontso la tlhela thoro ya lefoko jana. Sengwe sa tsena wa bona. Committee ya Portfolio Committee ya Thuto, Botsweretsi kapa Bodiragatsi, Setso, Metshameko le Boitapoloso e kopane go diragatsa tiro ya yone ya go lebella merero ya lefapha la Botsweretsi, Setso, Metshameko le Boitapoloso. Go lebella lenaane la kopo ya ditšhelete la yone la ngwaga la 2024-2025. Dipuisano kapa dikganetsano tsa ba komiti ga ba tlhatlhoba se lefapha le se akanyang go se direla baagi di eme jaana. Komiti e ikopetse go itsikatse gore lefapha le bokgakala bokanakang go tlatsa diphatlatiro tsotlhe go tloga kwa tlase go fitlha kwa botsamaising. Mokgwa o lefapha le o dirisang go ngoka kgatlhego ya bomme, bašwa le baagi ba rona ba ba phelang ka bogole. Komiti e itemogetse gore go sebaka lefapha le sa supi motlhankela khuduthamaga wa setheo sa Mmabana, mme selo se ke matshosetsi mo tsamaisong ya tsepameng ya setheo. Komiti e ikopetse gape gore lefapha lo kokoanye le morago kapa di-profile tsa bakhuduthamaga kapa board members botlhe ba Mmabana gore re tle re lebelle gore a ba tsitsitse go ka dira tiro e ba e appointetseng. A lefapha le na le leano la madi a go duela barupeledi ba metshameko jaaka ba re bontshitse fa ba ikaelela go thapa badiri bao ba le 17 le gore a batla thapelwa leruri kgotsa nakwana ka gore go le gantsi lefapha badiri ba lefapha ba di position tse di ko tlase nako tsa bone ga se badiri ba leruri. Badiri ba di library ba ba theogetseng ga jana ke ba nakwana mme ebile ba diretse lefapha bangwe ba bone dingwaga di le 10 go ya go tse di fetileng. Se se gakgamaditseng komiti ke gore badiri ba e leng ba leruri ga se bana ba province ya Bokone Bophirima. Yaanong komiti ya re kana batlhophi ba Bokone Bophirima ba tshwanelwa ke gore voter action ya bone e fetse e nna le benefit mo outputting ya ditirelo tsa province. Komiti e tsweletse go kopa tlhakiso ya gore lefapha le ikaelela go rekisa le go phasalatsa botsweretsi, metshameko le boitapoloso ka mokgwa o feng go kgontsha badiragatsi ba rona mo provinceng go itekatekanya le go gaisana le dithaka tsa bone tsa ko bosetšhaba. Se komiti e se buisiwa ke gore di-province di tshwana le Kapa Botlhaba, KwaZulu-Natal le Limpopo di setse di ithagetse kwa pele ka go tsaya karolo go ntsha ditiragatso tsa serala di tshwana le Muvhango, Gqeberha le tse dingwe. Se lefapha le ka se fitlhelela bonolo fa le ka fa komiti maano a lone ka gore BRS le gore e ka dirisiwa jang go thusa North West go dira letseno le go ba tsaya karolo ba botsweretsi mo mmapeng. Dikago di tshwana le Klein Marie Convergence Camp, Donkervliet, Rustenburg Recreational Center di tshwanetse gore bontsha lotseno, mme lefapha lo diega go sa fetse dipaakanyo tsa mafelo a. Dipaakanyo tsa dikago le diprojeke tsa kago ya mafelo a badiri jaaka di-library, di-museum, cultural villages and heritage sites like JB Max Moses Kotane ga di jese di welang. Ka jalo lefapha le tshwanelo ke go dira sengwe se se tshwaregang se se bontshang go ungwelwa ga baagi ba North West. Komiti e kgatlhegela go itse lenaane phasalatso go ya ka sedika sengwe le sengwe sa kago ya di-combi courts go rotloetsa baagi go tsaya karolo mo metshamekong. Leano la go tlhabolola mabala a metshameko le go bontsha bokgakala jwa ditlhabololo jaaka Itsoseng, Mmabatho Stadium, Dinokana, Olympia Park le tse dingwe le go oketsa boleng jwa tsone. Seemo sa tsamaiso sa setheo sa Mmabana ke tlhoba boroko segolo jang ka gore komiti e itemogetse gore madi a kabo a setheo a felela mo dituelong tsa badiri, mme ditirelo di abelwa madi a kwa tlase ga 10% of the total budget. Yeah. On the recommendation, Honorable COC, the committee, after the deliberations that they have sent to the department, they recommended the following reports to be given to the portfolio committee within 7 working days of the tabling of this report. A detailed report on the status of all existing library projects that are completed, that are underway, and that are still to be set. Projects that are neglected, incomplete, and abandoned, with a clear plan that have completion times. A detailed report on the conditions and functionality of all recreational facilities in the province, and the plan of the department on the districts that do not have recreational facilities. The cultural villages, we appreciate the expression of the MEC on the response the department have already done on some of the issues that we are raising today.
Williams?
The cultural villages, Honorable Chair? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. The cultural villages, as reported by the department, will be visited by the portfolio committee to authenticate existence and the operationality of those. Progress report on maintenance of stadiums in the province, including Mmabatho and Itsoseng, status quo of the BRS. Detailed report on the rollout plan for the Combi Court in the sub-district and development of sports academics. The department to expedite filling of vacant positions and a substantive post and ensure that persons with disability, youth, women are considered, including vacant posts at Mabana. Given the amount of work required to be done by the department in performing their task, it has become very clear to the portfolio committee that the funds or the budget of the department is really not able to carry that which the department is supposed to implement to the people of the Northwest, and therefore the committee will humbly appeal with Treasury to be able to do something about that. The department to assist the entity Mabana to ensure that they utilize most of their budget on their core program instead of salaries of employees. The board members of Mabana must seriously make sure that they avail themselves for the work of the board, including meetings as and when they are required to be in attendance. I would like to, in conclusion, Honorable Chair, I would like to thank all the honorable members of the committee, the officials of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, the Honorable MEC, the Portfolio Committee on Education, Arts, Culture, Sports, who have made the task of the committee much easier and empowering. Finally, the Portfolio Committee hereby recommends that the House adopt the committee report on the annual report 2024-2025 for the Department of Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Let me call Honorable. Oh, before that, okay, thank you very much. Let's adopt the report for Department of Arts and Culture. Honorable members. The
Yes.
Portfolio Committee. Does the House agree? Thank you very much. Now, let me call Honorable Makgakane. Honorable Makgakane, you have. Nine minutes, Honorable Makgakane. 9 minutes.
My sincerest apologies, Chair of Chairs. Honorable Chair of Chairs, Metebogo Modise, Honorable Premier, Kagiso Mokhosi, members of the executive, members of the provincial legislature, chairperson of the traditional and Khoisan House of Traditional and Khoisan leaders, Khosi Thari Maotwe, distinguished guest, Madume Khafile Bakhetso. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the founding father of our democracy, Nelson Mandela correctly poised that our rich and varied cultural heritage has a profound power to help build our nation. It is on this basis that we have, at the 55th National Conference of the African National Conference, resolved to intensify programs on social cohesion, nation building, using dialogue, special programs towards entrenchment of patriotism in schools, communities, and sports, using music and other genres to unite South Africa. The ANC further resolved that, as it is embodied in the country's constitution, that we must continue supporting all cultural, arts and heritage activities that are building towards a common objective of building a united, non-racial, and non-sexist and democratic society. Honorable Chair of Chairs, through Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation, sports and culture must be placed at the center of socio-economic development in our society, so as to promote and support sports and cultural industries by creating opportunities for job creation and economic growth. In doing so, we must touch every soul and leave no one behind. The foundation, though its muscles, must continue to develop the full potential of people in various disciplines. The ANC notes and lauds the foundation's progress by empowering 137 learners with sewing skills as part of their qualification skills program. We implore the foundation to also further align their program to move to a higher NQF level for those that they will be empowering. This progressive skills empowerment program must be expanded to reach majority of previously advantaged people and again, leave no one behind. The budget that is allocated for the foundation should continue to foster, develop, enhance, and promote the total spectrum of arts, sports, arts, and supporting skills, expertise, technology, and excellence in the Northwest Province, as it's dictated as its primary mandate. Furthermore, we implore that the department must also resolve the outstanding challenges with the sister Department of Education to enhance sports and cultural activities in schools. The MEC of Education earlier on did make mention of the MOU to be signed between the two departments, and this we see as a positive step in the right direction. The partnerships of the two departments is necessary towards the promotion of fine art, drama, dance, theater, and films are introduced in historically disadvantaged schools for children interested in this curriculum. They should strive to touch every soul again, leave no one behind. The partnership also must include the writing workshops that the MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture did make mention of in his speech just now. And also this must be done to inculcate the culture of reading. And the Department of, when we look at the Department of Education, it launched book clubs. We should also be part of this, which should be attached to our libraries to promote and inculcate the culture of reading. We need to continue taking decisive united actions to defend our democracy and advance better lives for our people. In doing so, the department through its entities must prioritize the refurbishment of its centers to meet the needs and standards of our people, so we can fully expose them to their full potential in creative, musical, and cultural avenues while unleashing their excellence. Additionally, we would like to propose that they must move the centers to being multisensory, immersive art creative centers. These must also support envisaged autism school that is to be built by the Department of Education by expanding their centers to have sensory rooms for those who are neurodivergent. Honorable Chair of Chairs, I fully concur with the former President Nelson Mandela that artists reach areas far beyond the reach of politicians as we sit in this house. Art, especially entertainment and arts, is understood by everyone and it lifts the spirit and the morals of those who hear it. We commend the department for supporting artists at Decorex. If we look at the Nando's current light designs, which looks like a little dress, was actually done by a young SA designer who won the Decorex and is inspired by the Tsonga skirt at Chibelane. The impact of this support of artists should not be taken lightly. The resurrection of Mahika Mahike Musical Festival plays a pivotal role in the economy of our people, of our province, and should be in the place and the center of our socio-economic growth. It must empower local artists, promote our culture and diversity, and the beneficiaries must be local. Business opportunities must be preference given to local content companies. This musical festival must promote local music to international acts. We have seen the son of Mahikeng, Casper Nyovest, filling up the FNB Mabatu Stadium as the main act, and therefore this can be done also with Mahika Mahikeng. We need to make our local artists become economically viable and get exposed to broader competition, and we must continue to fund them and promote art as a whole. As I move towards conclusion, Honorable Chair of Chairs, the African National Congress welcomes the department's effort towards revival of the state-of-the-art stadium and training complex of Mabatu Stadium. The ANC urges the department to continue with the refurbishments of other parts of the stadium to return it to its former glory, where it can host local, provincial, and national international touring concerts, professional and academic sports games, and other mega events. In conclusion, Chair of Chairs, the African National Congress supports the adoption of the budget vote of the Department of Arts, Culture, Sports and Recreation 2024 to take a united action to defend our freedom and advance a better life for all. Ke a leboga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Makakane. Now I'll call Honorable Moema. You have 10 minutes, Honorable Moema.
Check me my minutes. Honorable Chair of Chairs, Leadership Collective of the EFF led by Commissar Shakes Botswe, members of the Executive, Traditional Leadership Kosima Otwe, members of the Provincial Legislature, good afternoon. Honorable Chair of Chairs, I should wish to begin the debate by borrowing from chapter 11 of The Wretched of the Earth by Frantz Fanon, where he deals decisively with the question of national culture. And I quote, "The demand for a national culture and the affirmation of existence of such a culture represent a special battlefield." I close quote. Honorable COC, allow me to put it to you that the Department of Culture, Arts, Sports and Recreation is charged with the task to educate, entertain, inform, unite, heal, nurture human talents, carry the hearts and soul of the residents of the Northwest Province, South Africa, Africa, and the world at large. In theory, this is true. In praxis, this department has reduced the cultural and creative sector to events. I put the blame at the doorstep of capitalism, its ruthless competition for resources, and the heritage of get rich or die trying. Capitalism has redirected the mandate to create market efficiency and demand in the sector to limiting our talented poets, singers, and dancers to mere performers at the wedding ceremonies of entrepreneurs, tycoons, political elites, and staunch political allies of the ruling party. Honorable COC, Mafikeng City and Mabana Art Center used to be a city of galleries, community of poets, designers, dancers, singers, writers, intellects, sportsmen and women. Today, 30 years into democracy, the province recorded unprecedented levels of unemployment, that is 53%, and the youth bears the brunt of poverty, inequality and unemployment, whereas this department in question could rescue the situation. Honorable COC, in 2022, we expressed our heartfelt concern about the lack of access to basic necessities such as books and internet in schools, libraries, art centers in rural and marginalized communities. To this day, Honorable COC, Mushawana Library remains incomplete since the year 2016. But every year, a budget is tabled for community library services. Honorable COC, it is questionable that the department intends on spending over 93 million for salaries of employees, yet there are no community-oriented programs, which needs more budget. Museums in this province are dilapidated and abandoned. The collapsing libraries, museums, art centers, and sporting facilities across the province corroborates our contention that the department is substantially paralyzed. Honorable COC, this department requires some urgent rethinking in that there is a need to foster transformation agenda across all arts disciplines, sporting codes and economic spaces that remains untransformed. There is an incredibly big distance between the Department of Culture, Arts, Sports and Recreation and the Department of Education, which necessitates an urgent need to replace life orientation as a subject with sports, arts and culture as a subject that is encompassing languages, sports, culture and life skills. We hold a strong view that 75% of the budget must be utilized for support and development of local arts men and women. Furthermore, we need functional, effective, sensitive, responsive, and community-centered libraries and museums which will accommodate people with disabilities. We need a decisive, indiscriminate, and consistent consequence management for all those lazy employees who put public institutions into disrepute by thinking that they are on holiday when they are supposed to be doing their jobs. Fire the rotten rubbish, get people that work and appreciate the value of efficient service. Honorable CIC, the department, Honorable COC, you are not a CIC, you are a COC. The Honorable COC, I'm clear. Honorable COC, the department has to get this right. Because at the rate, unless if it's contesting Ramaphosa, that's your CIC. The department has to get this right. Because at the rate we are going, we are not too far from Home Affairs horrors or Traffic Department corruption, where residents of the province have to bribe Traffic Department officials before they can get proper services. Honorable COC, the EFF calls on the department to stop undermining the economic value of arts, sports and culture in our province and begin to honor the APP. I thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Honorable Moela. Honorable Stein. Honorable Stein, you have 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable COC. Many think that the Department of Arts, Culture, Sport and Recreation is akin to what we may refer to as a backbencher department. That should not be the case. This department has a massive mandate to identify, unlock, and support talent within the arts and sport, and to preserve and elevate our culture and heritage in the province, and to showcase all of these on the national and even international stage. Sadly, the 772 million budgeted for this department is not enough, by far, agreed. However, MEC Maine, we cannot motivate for more funding under the current circumstances. A mere 168 million is allocated towards sports development. Questions in committee were raised about the department's initiatives to bring high-profile events to the province, the Springboks, Bafana Bafana, and the like, to generate revenue and bring residents closer to these sporting events. With respect, considering the state of the provincial facilities, just 3 kilometers from here, the Mabatu Stadium is falling apart. The pavilions are rusting away, the pitch is not up to Sporting Code standard, and the facilities are dilapidated. I must admit that Mabatu Stadium could be a great facility, but years of neglect make it almost impossible to rehabilitate that facility, especially considering the minimal funding we receive. Unfortunately, this is the case with many of our sports facilities throughout the province. It does not have to be this way, Honorable COC. There is money in sport, a lot of money actually, but to access this private funding, the department needs to show that it is serious. MEC Maine, you should clean out the department from lazy and unimaginative officials and ensure that persons competent in the sport and arts fields are appointed so that they can assist you to apply every cent effectively. Only then will this department be well placed to engage in big ticket sponsorships, which would augment funding that you so desperately need, especially at school and district level. We could have a home for the Leopards rugby team that we can be proud of, akin to that of Moses Mabhida or the Loftus Stadia, likewise for Platinum Stars FC or the Northwest Dragons cricket teams. But, Honourable Speaker, a lot of work needs to be done before we can bring big ticket events to the province, because we lack the infrastructure. This brings me to Mabana Art Foundation. Yo, akina manswe, so maybe I should just pause for a second. Oh, this entity must be cancelled. It gets 122 million to develop the arts in the province, but it consumes almost 70% of its budget, entire funding, on salaries. Only 31% is spent on goods and services to promote its mandate. The entity presented in committee that it supports academic programs accredited by CETA. But when we asked them how many, the response that the committee received is 16 graduated in clothing and manufacturing processes in 2018. Only 137 people were equipped with sewing skills. But what is more sad is that Mabana Foundation doesn't know what happened to these people. We don't know whether they pursued any economic activities moving forward. It shows that there's no sustainability in this entity. We're concerned that the office manager holds a grade 11 but earns a scale of level 12. The HR manager only has matric. There is a unit manager employed on level 10 that has a matric and, mind you, they thought it prudent to add it, a black belt in karate. A unit manager. There's an autistic manager, matric only, a tutor with grade 10 qualification. A tutor, somebody who needs to teach and uplift and skill a person only has grade 10. Honorable Speaker, the list of unqualified staff is extensive, but I will stop here. The Mabana Arts Foundation, as it stands, is a money laundering. It must be dissolved. The 122 million rand allocated to this foundation, MEC Maine, can go a long way to rehabilitate our sports facilities and bring programs to the province that really sustainably develop the sport, arts, and culture fields. We are encouraged by MEC Maine's admission that there are problems in this department and that he has committed to address them. We give you, MEC, the benefit of the doubt, and we will closely over the next year monitor your interventions along with your HOD to fix the problems in this department. We want to support a budget and an APP that inspires. I ask that we make sure that over the next year we do that. But as things currently stand, unfortunately, the DA cannot, in good conscience, support this budget. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Steyn. Honorable Groenewald, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. Northwest is a province with a beautiful landscape where sport can be practiced in the outdoors as well. I'm talking about adventure sports like skydiving, river rafting, fishing, and so on. Sports that is usually overlooked when it comes to assistance. Honourable Speaker, in skydiving, the province hosted the National Skydiving Championship. Bloemhof Dam hosts an international fishing competition. If the department take hands with tourism industry, it can be a great contributor to the local economies of the province. We have a great cultural heritage in the province, yet it isn't being protected enough. The government have a responsibility to protect this heritage, but the heritage there is also an opportunity for heritage tourism. This can not only create a sustainable protection of heritage infrastructure and assets, but again can contribute to local economies. Agbare Speaker, die Noordwes regering se verantwoordelikheid teenoor kunstenaars het na COVID vergroot. Kunstenaars wat ook maar eintlike entrepreneurs is, het groter ondersteuning nodig. Ondersteuning om weer die kunste te ontwikkel. Die Noordwes regering kan die platform skep vir alle kunste om weer 'n hupstoot te kry. En weer eens sal dit net die kunstenaars help nie, maar ook die plaaslike gemeenskappe. Honourable Chair, we talk a lot about heritage, arts and culture. Let us put words to action. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Groenewald. Honorable Honorable Time. Honorable Tsulu. Honorable Time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs. Ke ne ke re ke bue fela ka go tsiboga. Ke tsibogela tekanyetsokabo e sa tswang go beiwa mo pele ga rona. Gore rona re batho ba bantsho ba ba ikgantshang ka setso le botsweretsi le metshameko. Ka jalo ga motho a lebelela bosesane bo abetsweng lefapha le ga bo kitla bo re kgontsha gore re kgone go itumelela. Gonne re itse sentle gore bagaetsho ga ba kitla ba kgona go ungwelwa ka fo tshwanelong. Gonne bontsi jwa lodile lo ile thata kgotsa ba lo sekametse ko go dueleng badiri ba lefapha segolo bogolo jang ga o lebelela setheo se sa rona sa Mmabana. Go thusiwa ga dikwadi a go lemogiwe gore baopedi ke karolo ya setšhaba sa rona mokhuduthamaga. Bontsi bao ba iphitlhelang e le gore ke dikwadi ebile ba mo teng ga dikhwaere tse di farologaneng ga ba atumela lefapha gore le ba thuse ba ba lemosa gore ba tlhoka dikhwaere tse e leng gore ke tsa setšhaba. Mme re itse sentle gore mo nakong e re leng mo go one ga di sa tlhole di le teng mme dikereke bontsi ke tsone tse e leng gore di tshotse sekgala sa go itemogela gore kopelo e santsane e nna teng. Re ne re lemoge gore bao ba tsenang mo dikerekeng tse di farologaneng le bone ke karolo ya setšhaba kana le ibitsa le re di-community choir se ka sekgwa sa lona. Ke ka moo ke reng a reng ko morago re go sekaseka selo se gonne bo botlhe bao re buang ka bone ba ke bangwe ba e leng gore ba dira karolo ya Bokone Bophirima. Potso eo ke nang le yone ke e latelang. Re na le dikhwaere tsa morafe di le kae mo provinseng ya rona ha re batla go itshegetsa ka gore rona re le lefapha ga ra lebella dikhwaere tse di le mo teng ga dikereke re lebeletse fela tse e leng gore ke tsa motse. EPWP Mokhuduthamaga a re na le lenaneo la gore re netefatsa gore Tonakgolo ya Bokone Bophirima jaaka ga ana sa tswa go bua gore ga go kitla go bo go nna le boitaolo jwa gore batho ba robale ka mo tlase ga ditlhare bangwe ba tle go saena ditlankana tsa gore ba bontshe gore ba ne ba le mo tirong ba se mo tirong gore selo se se mo fifalele kgotsana se re fifalle jaaka re le rona re o kameng gore re kgone go bona gore go a diragala re dirang gore re netefatse gore se ra go se tsenya mo tirisong go ha re lebeletse EPWP ya rona se ke bobodu le tshenyo ya madi a setšhaba gonne batho ba bereka.
While you wrap up.
Ga ke tla go ko bokhutlong motlotlegi COC wa rona ke ne ke re mahika mafikeng le Taung Cultural Calabash di seka di a dirisiwa jaaka sekhutlwana sa bosenyi mme re lebelele gore go nna le tiriso e siameng ya lodi re se ka ra tlhola re bona mo e leng gore dilo dingwe ha di tshwanetse gore di tsengwe mo tirisong go nna le dikgogakgogano le bao ba batlang go ikhumisa le gore ba tlatse dikgetsi tsa bone go bo go nna gore go nna le tiego ya go tsenya tirisong mo seo re se lebeletseng ke a go netefaletsa e botse gape ke go arabe.
Honorable member. Honorable member.
I'm prepared to respond to your question.
Now I'll call Honorable Mangope. 3 minutes, Honorable Mangope. Order, members. Honorable member, order. Allow Honorable Mangope to present.
As Action SA, Kosimautwe Mukhololi, as Action SA, we are deeply concerned about the state of arts, sports, and recreation in our province. Our policy in this critical area is clear and ambitious, as we believe these sectors hold immense potential to unlock social and economic development for all our citizens. Firstly, we believe in developing a vibrant, creative, and cultural industries sector that celebrates the rich diversity of our provincial heritage and talent. This requires significantly increased funding and infrastructure for public arts, sports, and recreational facilities, especially the historically disadvantaged communities that have been neglected for far too long. Secondly, we must prioritize the promotion of arts, culture, and sports education in our schools. This is not only about nurturing talent, but also about instilling values of teamwork, discipline, and a healthy living in our youth, values that are essential for their personal and professional development. Thirdly, we must support the professionalization of these sports industries in our province by enhancing the international competitiveness of our athletes and sports teams. We can generate sustainable economic opportunities and put our province on the global map. Lastly, Chair of Chairs, I think I can talk here with some measure of authority with regards to the Mabana concept. Madam Speaker, I'm not going to go into that anyway. The time for empty promises and half measures is over. Action SA is ready to work with all stakeholders to develop a transformative vision for arts, sports, recreation that will create a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous future for all our citizens. The talented people of this province deserve nothing less. Thank you very much.
Ra leboga motlotlegi Mangope. Tla ke biletse ka kwano motlotlegi Sebego. O na le metsotso e le 10 mong wa me.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs, Honorable Speaker, Premier, members of Executive Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chair of Chairs, the ANC believes that nation-building project cannot be separated from the project of promoting a cohesive society. That social cohesion project should be based on the promotion of dialogues on matters that divide the nation and finding solutions, including dealing with contemporary agendas, such as patriarchy in society, national identity, where we define ourselves as who we are. To achieve these noble goals, the African National Congress 55th National Conference resolved that there is a need to focus on programs of moral regeneration, which include ethical conduct that is informed by African values of Ubuntu, or you are because we are, that promoted family and community values of all national groups towards building a solid nation united in diversity. We need to take decisive action to defend the gains of our freedom and advance better for our people by employing a strong focus campaign that is aimed at fighting the stubborn and persistent demon of tribalism, ethnicity, and racism. Honorable Chair of Chairs, in dealing with these contemporary agendas, such as patriarchy in society, the ANC commends the department's intervention to root these behaviors by hosting community dialogue, with the recent one being Boy Child Development Program event held at Mpeba Community Library in Moretele. This program empowered the boy children around the age of 13 to 18 with skills to make enlightened life choices that lead to responsible citizens and role models between peers and for the future. This program must be expanded to other areas to impart the knowledge and shape the upbringing of boy children in our province. In doing so, we must leave no one behind. We need to teach our youth to respect the laws, institutions, and the rights and liberty that make South Africans first, part of African continent, an important segment of humanity across the globe that is working for social progress. The ANC further commends the department for taking a child to work. This initiative empowered, mentored young children and exposed them to real life, to real-time work. The experience given to 25 children between the age of 10 and 16 will go a long way to their development as it allows them an opportunity to engage in different arts forms and intention to spark their interest in pursuing careers in the arts center. Honorable Chair of Chairs, public libraries play a very important role in society. It builds citizens, educate individuals, and foster thoughtful communities. They are our gateway of knowledge for our communities. They not only provide information, but also serve as social hub for individuals wishing to find themselves. Whereas the ANC appreciates the department has over the years opened various library centers across, there's still a need to build more libraries in every village and schools to assist especially learners to read with comprehension. As we all know that majority of our learners are struggling to read with comprehension. In making sure that these services come to a reality, the department must continue working closely with the Department of Education as announced by the MEC and is much appreciated. The ANC also launched the department for creating a learning environment for kids and learners where they enjoy reading with comprehension while also playing. The donation of toys to Love and Learn preschool in Hebron as part of their toy library program will provide play resources to communities. It also creates a place where communities come together in a safer space to access toys. This great initiative must be extended to other communities and make sure that in doing so, we leave no one behind. Honorable Chair of Chairs, as part of preserving and protecting our heritage, the department must ensure that liberation struggle graves promulgated as state assets are correctly preserved, protected, and maintained. The department must ensure that graves which are memorial sites of heroes and heroines and victims of massacre and other state killings must be fenced, maintained, and not desecrated. The ANC believes that the language is the most important tool in the socialization of individuals and communities, and that it is also used to transmit and preserve culture. That the full use of South African language, regionally applicable in all aspects of government, must be mandatory. This to reflect the letter and spirit of Constitution and fulfillment of the South African Constitution. In taking decisive action to defend the gains of our freedom and advance better life for all, the ANC resolved that there be an alignment in language promotion with the promotion, protection, cultural and religious, linguistic communities' rights commission bill. Honorable Speaker, Chair of Chairs, as I move towards just a conclusion, it's just a reminder to our learned friends, the other side, that the ANC is not a capitalist party and it's known. Instead, it's a socialist party.
Wait. Speaker,
Order.
don't speak to anything you know nothing of.
Within the Afghanistan
Era,
forest,
it's
there's
done.
not even.
Honorable Speaker, it's done. His
Can I
time
be
is done.
protected, Honorable
He must
Chair of
not
Chairs?
speak on anything he knows nothing of. Honorable Sambat,
Chair of
assist
Chairs,
there.
can I be protected?
We have a crisis. Honorable Sambat, assist. We have a challenge there. That smart assist. Assist
very
there.
much, Honorable
He knows nothing
COC.
about ideology. This one, he must just sit down.
Thank you very much, COC.
Yes.
We have an identity problem here. A capitalist of a note. Our ANC is not a capitalist. No. Basis follow. What is the meaning of capitalist? What is
Honorable member.
Next party Kanun.
Honorable Sambat, assist with politics 101 there.
No, Honorable Chair of Chairs.
Assist with Mukhabulo. He needs Mukhabulo, this one.
Moema, Honorable Moema, switch.
No, thank you very much.
Your time is depleted. Your time is depleted. Your time is depleted. Your
Honorable
time is
Chair of
depleted.
Chairs. No, thank you
You
very much.
are wasting time.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair of Chairs, thank you very much for protecting me. I just wanted to emphasize the point that the ANC is not a capitalist party. Instead, it's a socialist party. It cares more for the people. That is why, Honorable Chair of Chairs, if you look at that, Honorable Chair of Chairs, Honorable Chair of Chairs, Honorable Chair of Chairs, Honorable Chair of Chairs, that is why when you look at the results of the elections, they are a telling story, which confirms that the community does not have confidence.
Honorable members. Honorable members, order. Honorable member.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair of Chairs. I think that's why the nature of confusion that you are seeing here. The community is not impressed and will never be impressed. And there's this party that will continue to be an opposition. No, that is why, Honorable Chair of Chairs. Honorable Chair of Chairs, can I be protected, please?
You are a failed MEC.
Honorable Chair of Chairs, we are looking with
Honorable
interest.
member.
Honorable Chair of Chairs. Honorable Chair of Chairs.
member.
Honorable Chair of Chairs, can I please be protected? No, thank you very much. In the interest of time, Honorable Chair of Chairs, let me spend these 3 minutes so that there can be harmony in this house. Thank you.
Honorable members, ke kopa lo itshwareng. Ke biletsa kwano ka mo seraleng mokhuduthamaga wa lefapha la botaki setso le metshameko ka mo
Bogatsu, o role kopa hete e wena. Bogatsu, batho ba bolawa ko di-taverneng ka dikopa hete tse di rwalang tse. Batho ba bolawa ko di-taverneng, ba thuntsiwa, ba role dikopa hete tse di rweleng tse.
Thank you very much, Honorable COC. Let me appreciate
6 minutes, Honorable.
let me appreciate the inputs from all members who stood here and spoke. Though I'm tempted to say that some were just blowing hot air. Now, I will attempt to respond because remember I've got only 6 minutes. But the Moshana Library that the honorable member spoke about is not a project of the department. It's a project done by that particular municipality. The best we can do for the member, to help the member from yourself, is to direct you to go to the municipality itself, or we can go on your behalf. Now, there's also a problem, COC, when we have a political party that is married to love, that is married to lies and populism. Fanon, you know, you are still very young, Chan. I'm worried about you that you chose the wrong party. You see, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with when you're dealing with challenges that are facing.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. I was saying there is no phenon here in the house or mchana here in the house. That's the first thing. But secondly, in terms of Rule 66, that thing of respect, if there is phenon here, so there is no phenon in terms of the rules.
Thank you.
Yes.
Noted.
Otherwise, in that, chapel.
Noted. Honorable Botwe?
No. COC. More we are equal members of this house. Hakuna taba ya gore motho ke mfana mo.
Order.
Hakuna gore motho ke mfana mo. Whether we are 52 years or we are honorable members of this house.
Order,
honorable members. We still have an opportunity. Debate.
Honorable member.
Can honorable MEC withdraw mfana? It's wrong. It's not.
I don't have I don't threaten about
Honorable justice.
No, honorable COC, because it led today Moka Mwatapelo, let me withdraw that for the sake of time.
Thank you very much.
Now, when an organization is married to lies, the danger is that it's going to end up being a populist organization. You know what a populist does? When there are complex issues, you would think resolving those issues is like saying 1 + 1 is 2. So the challenges that we are facing in this sector or as government as a whole, they don't need a 1 + 1 is 2 thing. So I'm appealing to honorable members to desist from being populist and stop being married to lies and join us in saving the people of the Northwest. Because the elections are over now. There are people who have been elected to lead the Northwest provincial government. And unfortunately, I know that you may need some of you to be admitted at Veteran Psychiatric Hospital because of the results. It's the African National Congress. If you have not admitted yet, we can help you to get that mission so that you after that attention, you are able then to understand. Your we person the can I be protected from honorable? The last point I want to talk to honorable member Rema Ngope. Honorable Mangope, I agree with you that Mabana is not what it used to be, and our presentation is also talking to that. And we've got plans in place to take Mabana to its former glory. So that is what I want to say. And very lastly, because I still have the last minute, Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to honorable members to stop behaving like political popcorns. You know, I kiss her a you know what I did a popcorn. So popcorning is not going to assist us to resolve the problems of the Northwest Province. I thank you very. I'm talking to you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, now I will call roll call to satisfy myself whether we are cooperating so that we can pass the budget. I'll start with Honorable Babeile.
There's no Babeile in this house.
Babuile.
Ke teng.
Honorable Bogatu.
Present and reject COC.
Honorable Butwe.
Present and reject COC.
Honorable Dabampi.
No ke teng COC.
Honorable Danchi.
Keteng.
Honorable Dial.
Keteng modula setulo ba dula ditulo.
Honorable Dikolomela.
Present.
Honorable Grunewald.
Present and object.
Honorable Koza.
Present COC.
Honorable Kuno.
Present COC.
Honorable Lehari. Honorable Linkopane. Honorable Makakane.
Present COC.
Honorable Maine.
Present, COC.
Honorable Makokua. Honorable Mangope. Honorable Mate.
Keteng.
Honorable Mudise, Kiteng. Honorable Muema.
Keteng COC.
Honorable Muhono.
Present COC.
Honorable Mukosi.
Keteng COC.
Honorable Mukua. Honorable Mulapisi.
Present.
Honorable Murweng.
Chair of Chairs Keteng.
Honorable Musenuhi.
Present.
Honorable Mutumi.
Present.
Honorable Khoso.
Present COC.
Honorable Sambata.
Present, Chair of Chairs.
Honorable Sibihwe.
Present, Chair of Chairs.
Honorable Sonakile.
Present.
Honorable Sonti.
Sihlalo ndikhona.
Honorable Steenkamp.
Present COC.
Honorable Klapi.
Budula stilo badula ditilo keteng.
Honorable Tulo.
In attendance, Honorable COC.
Honorable Van Hasten.
COC, I'm present, but I believe you did skip Honorable Style here in front.
Ulebetse ka nna, COC. Ulebetse. Ene ke
Honorable
teng.
Stale.
Ke teng mo ntlo.
Honorable Wallhorn,
Present, thank you, COC.
Honorable Williams.
Kiteng Musakotla.
Lahari present.
Oh, Honorable Hari.
Present.
Thank you. Okay. Honorable members, let's adopt the budget. Let me start by administration. It's 161,457,000. Does the House agree?
No.
Program 2, Cultural Affairs, is 209,409,000. Does the House agree? Program 3, Library and Archive Services, 250,011,000 rand. Does the House adopt?
No.
Program 4, Sports and Recreation, 164,524,000 rand. Does the House agree? No. Thank you very much, honorable members, for budget, the arts and culture, sports and recreation. Vote for 2024-2025. Tabling as follows. Total budget is 750,401,000 rand. Does the House adopt? No. Thank you very much, honorable members. 2 minutes to stretch.
They no got it.
To stretch.
No, I haven't.